everybody, Fiber Spider back again in the kitchen with another tasty video for you. So today we are going to be doing sort of a follow-up to a previous video on how to make a basic loaf of bread using dry active yeast. Absolutely love the recipe for the dough, but I decided let's take it just a little step further, get a little creative, have some fun. So since that video, yes, I have been working on manipulating the dough into other shapes and forms and sizes so that, we can get creative with it. It's a lot of fun. So the link to that video will be in the description box down below. It is very, very, very simple. Time consuming, yes, but very easy, which is what we're going for. So I already have a batch of dough in my oven. It's currently proofing. Now, it is at the stage of, it's been proofing for 1 hour. It's the first proofing stage. And so we're going to take that dough, and we're going to do some fun stuff with it. And so I would like in this video to make it sort of a compilation of different techniques and braidings and whatnot that you can do with it. And we'll go from there. All right, so buckle up and let's get started. Hello again. All right, so I'm going to take my proofed dough out of the oven now and we will get to it. Alrighty. So now this is the first proofing. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Doubled up in size very nicely. Okay, roll up my sleeves here because we are going to get a little bit messy. Now, come on, there we go. Very nice. All right, now to make things a little bit easier, I do have a dough cutter. And so we're going to start by making some rolls. Now these are going to be sandwich rolls. So I want to say, for a good substantial sized sandwich roll. So I'm going to take my dough and quite simply cut it into 4. Why? Well, because it's very easy to divide dough into 4. At some point, maybe we'll do a 3-strand braid. And I don't know about you, but dividing anything into 3, always a problem with me. So I'm going to start off with just 1 piece of the dough, and we're going to roll it out. And let me cover up my remaining dough for the meantime. All right, so with your first lump of dough, one method that I have seen is flatten it down, fold it over, and smoosh to sort of give it some structural integrity. And then just roll it out. Yes, go back to your childhood days of Play-Doh, and we're just going to roll this out into a nice long coil. And it would probably help if I had a wee bit of flour, but I don't want to add too much flour to our dough. And so just slowly roll it, give it a floop and stretch it, and try to keep your coil an even thickness as you go. And if it doesn't want to stretch, let it sit, let it rest for a little bit, and then proceed. But so far, I'm really not having any particular issue. And so what I'm going to do is, with this coil, I'm going to do sort of a twisty roll. It's sort of like a single strand braid, and these I really, really, really like. Because they are so easy. So basically, you are in essence preparing as if you're going to tie your shoelaces, if you will, and going around and then through and then under, and you have a little sort of little twisty one strand braid. Gonna do that again, and after you're finished, pop this on a parchment paper on your pan. Now this is going to get a lot bigger because we're going to then put it in for the second proofing. So let's do another one of these. So sort of flatten it down, fold over, flat, flat, flat. Now I do apologize that I do not have an overhead camera like so many do. I work with what I have. There's just something so very satisfying about doing this. Don't ask me why or what. It's just, I'm a very tactile person. All right, so let's do this again. So go in as if you're going to, let me scoot it on this way. So as if you're going to tie your shoelaces, and then through, and then under, and then this end over and through. It's really that easy. Just sort of wrapping it around itself. Very, very simple. And if you have a big hole, you might want to adjust your dough a little bit. But when we're putting this in for the second proofing, that hole will diminish because it's going to go poof. It's going to poof. All right. So let's set you right there. And now, I think let's try perhaps maybe doing a different kind of braiding as well. So give me 1 second, I'll be right with you. All right, so for another kind of simple roll braid, if you will, or twist, this one that we're going to be doing, it's not so much of a braid, it's really more of a twist. And frankly, I have seen so many different techniques as far as manipulating dough to create different shapes and so forth. I did try one. I tried one just last night, and in fact I tried two, and they did not work out at all. I have to practice. Practice. I mean, considering it was my first attempt, yeah, it kind of worked, but it kind of didn't. So I'm going to try to roll this out as long and as skinny as I can. Just in a sort of cursory fashion. Okay, so gonna grab my length. The pinched end is up here at the top, and then twist, twist, twist. So we have a nice twist going on there. And then coil it with the pinched end in the middle. Curve it around, and then put those two ends underneath. So it's just sort of like a spiral bun. It's not very well defined. I think I can do better than that. That is okay. But it's still going to make a lovely, tasty bun regardless. We're going for taste, not just looks. All right, so let's try that one again, shall we? Never said I was perfect. All right, so let's try that again. perhaps instead of holding it together and twisting it, how about wrap the two coils around each other? That, I think, might work out a little bit better. And then after I am done prepping these, I'm going to let them sit in the oven to proof for yet another half an hour. And then we get to have fun with the toppings. Yes. And I think I'd like to try something a little bit different today with that as well. All right, so got our two loose ends. So here's what I'm going to do. Have them sort of even out and then liberally twist so it's a little bit more defined, like so, and then start rolling it in on itself. See, this is definitely a bit more defined. And then fold that end underneath. There, little twisty, swirly, braided-ish bun. All right, and then pop this on my parchment paper. All right, so I'm gonna stick those in the oven for about another half an hour to proof, and we will go from there. All right, so just cover these up. There we go. Okie dokie. So I will see you in about a half an hour. Hello again. All right, so my buns have been resting in the oven for about a half an hour for the second proof. And I also realized that sounded really wrong. Oh my, look at that. They poofed. They poofed beautifully. So, like I said, this is a substantial sandwich bun. You know, they are nice and big. Unfortunately, these two are very close to each other. They're not quite touching, but touching enough. I'm going to leave them alone so I don't deflate them at all. Now, I have some ideas. Right now, I'm going to do sort of a standard sort of brush on and decorate. And then I'm going to try a little bit of an experiment. So, got my little pastry brush here and just a beat up egg. Nothing out of the ordinary, you know, nothing terribly extraordinaire. But yeah, just going to give the two that are touching a light brush with my beaten up egg. And then add a little sprinkle, sprinkle. Now, when you're doing this, you do want to be careful so that you don't deflate your bun. And just, you know, go over it. And this actually helps give your bread a little extra color, as well as acts as sort of like an adhesive for your toppings, which is awesome. You know, you don't have to go too crazy or too liberal. Now, I imagine, yes, you could probably also use some melted butter. I've seen people use milk as well. But right now, just a simple egg wash. Very, very, very simple. And yeah, these two are essentially going to bake together, but that is quite all right. I do not mind. I should have separated them out just a little bit more. But then again, also, I didn't realize that they were going to poof up quite quite so much, but that is quite all right. Now I've got offhand, I have 2 different toppings. The first one, I think we're going to use some poppy seeds. I picked those up the other day. I didn't have any on hand, so got those the other day. Now the other thing, well, it's going to be a little bit of an experiment. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. All right, so that looks good. And then just liberally sprinkle some poppy seeds on top. You know, this is not an exact science by any stretch. Just a little sprinkle, sprinkle. There. All right, now, for the second batch, I thought it would be fun to try something a little bit different. Wasabi! Yes, wasabi powder. I have used this when making sushi, and I love it. And I thought it would be fun to give it a try, adding this to my egg mixture. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, but, you know, we will find out. So I'm thinking that maybe adding, because this is right here, this is a half of a teaspoon. I'm tempted to go with like a full teaspoon maybe, and press my luck. Now I don't even know if this is going to mix in together very well, considering the consistency of the egg. But I'm willing to give it a try. Now, one thing that I did already try, to be perfectly frank, is I mixed in, it was about 2 teaspoons of, 2 entire teaspoons of wasabi powder when making dough, because I was thinking, ooh, maybe I can make some spicy bread. Honestly, it did not work. Now, the reason why it didn't work is not because it altered the dough in any way, shape, or form. No, actually, you wouldn't even know that it was in there. I was expecting it was going to have like a significant kick. Didn't even know. Now this is actually taking on a lovely green hue. Yes, I think it's lovely. And it is thickening up the egg a little bit as well. Oh, you know what? I should get my oven preheated. There we go. So I am just mixing this together, trying to get it even. Yeah, so when I mixed in the 2 teaspoons of wasabi powder in with the flour and the dry ingredients and so forth, honestly, you wouldn't even know that I had added anything. It didn't change the color, didn't change the taste, nothing. And I think it's because it really wasn't that much, and it was dispersed throughout the entire loaf. But this, I thought it would be more localized, and I don't know, we'll give it a try. I am down with trying. Now for this, I think I'm going to add sesame seeds instead. So I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I figured, you know what, let's give it a try, see if it works. If it does, great, I hit upon a new taste sensation. If not, hey, I didn't put it on all of them, just half of them. Figure it's worth a try. So yeah, there is a slight greenish hue, and I am totally fine with that. You ever have green bagels during St. Patrick's Day? Or green eggs and ham? I have. Yeah, the wasabi definitely made it a little bit thicker, a little bit more viscous. That is totally, totally fine. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And then I'm gonna bake these at 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes, roughly speaking. You know, I thought that since there's more surface area that they would require a lot less baking time. No, when I did this previously, it was about 25 minutes, and they came out just fine. All right, good. And now for a liberal dash of sesame seeds. There. All right, so when my oven is done preheating, I will pop these in for about 25-30 minutes-ish until they are slightly golden on top, and I will see you upon the reveal. All right, so it's been about 25 minutes, roughly, at 350, and we are prepared for magic time. Oh, they look awesome! Check out these beauties. Yes. Very exciting. All right, so what I always like to do is I just like to scoot my parchment paper off onto my cooling rack. It makes it go a lot faster. Voila. All right, so I'm gonna let these cool down to about room temperature. And then we can do the taste test. Now, I've already tasted these previously, the ones with the sesame seeds. I know what those are going to be like. I'm very curious about the wasabi bread. Very, very curious indeed. And once they have cooled down, we shall find out. So, I'll see you in a bit. I'm excited. Hey everybody! All right, so now my favorite part, the taste test. Now I know how the poppy seed ones are going to taste because we didn't do anything different. But I did butter up part of one of my wasabi topped ones. I'm very excited. Now, after cutting it open, check this out. Squishy! It's so squishy! I love this bread. I know. I have a problem. So, going to see what, this is the top half, by the way. Going to see, did the wasabi have any impact whatsoever? If not, I could fiddle around some more, but I think that this is going to have more of an impact than previously. Bon appetit! I'm getting nothing. I mean, it's delicious, absolutely. It's very, very satisfying. Mm-mm. Yeah, that being said, yeah, I don't even taste the wasabi. Um, I'm waiting for like sort of like an aftertaste, smack upside the head. No. Um, have any of you ever tried, this sort of experiment before? Adding something perhaps a little bit spicy, or tweaking a recipe with mixed results. So like I said before, I had initially tried 2 teaspoons of the wasabi powder when I was making up the dough. Didn't notice a thing. And then this time, I believe it was a teaspoon mixed in with the egg again. Nothing happened. So I'm not sure. I'm totally open to suggestions and creative problem solving. If you've tried this before, by all means. Other than that, the bread is awesome. Absolutely love the taste, love the texture. It's squishy, and what's really nice is that when you're spreading on it, it does not rip, it does not fall apart like some other recipes that I tried prior, because it's not a quick bread. It has cohesion to it, so it will take a little bit of abuse before it starts to rip. This is not like Wonder Bread, where if you look at it funny, it falls apart. um, this is just so delightful. And yeah, so you can now make rolls with the exact same bread dough that we showcased earlier. Now, didn't have enough time to go into even further braiding techniques and so forth, but I'm thinking, perhaps for a future video, go into other ways of manipulating the dough into other shapes and forms. I'm having a blast, and I love the leftovers. I'm going to share some of these with my coworkers, and I need your input. What do you guys think? Also, if there are other recipes aside from bread, it's my current kick, but if you have other suggestions for other recipes, yeah, let me know in the comments section down below. I love hearing feedback from you guys, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So that being said, you know what to do. Until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay bready, stay caffeinated, stay making fabulous things in the kitchen, stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, everybody, and bye for now. Hey there. All right, so yes, I did finish the video, but just yesterday I went to my P.O. box, and lo and behold, there was a package from King Arthur. And I thought this would be perfect to attach to the end of the video. King Arthur is from what I know, it is a company that makes flour. And I was like, oh, how appropriate. So I figured, let's open it. Now I do have some of their bread flour up in my cabinet. I haven't used it yet because up until this point I've just been using all-purpose. I mean, I have every intention of using it, and this came along, so let's take a look. It's exciting. So we have a recipe for birthday coffee cake. Well, my birthday is next month. Well, that's cool. And let's see, got a lot of paper here. Hang on. And we got a box. Oh, hang on. It's heavy. Oh, oh my. Oh, and looks like a catalog. Ooh. So yes, got a catalog introducing recipe of the year. 10 cakes for 10 years, etc., etc. Lots and lots of different things you can get. Very cool. Specialty flour blends, hard to find ingredients. all sorts of stuff. Cool. And let's see. Now I'm looking to see who this is from. Mary Beth! Thank you, Mary Beth. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. Because I was wondering, who is this from? Who is this from? Well, now I know. Thank you, Mary Beth. All right, let's see what we got in here. I'm assuming it's flour. It's a reasonable assumption. So heavy. Ooh, more bread flour. Awesome. Very, very cool. Yeah, I've been using the all-purpose because even though I know how to make the bread, I'm a little hesitant to use like the good stuff, you know, because I'm still working on my technique. I mean, will I ever be perfect? No, I'm a human being. But, you know, I think now that I have even more of this bread flour, I think that, yes, I'm going to break out of my little shell and I will, you know, experiment with the good stuff. Thank you, Mary Beth. And again, all of you, thank you for watching. Very, very pleasant surprise. And I thought it was a great add-on to, you know, what I thought was a really nice video. And I brought the rolls to my coworkers, and their eyes lit up, and they're like, "Ooh, more bread." Anywho, listen. Now it's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying my cooking adventures. And yes, I want you still to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other, make fabulous things in the kitchen, leave some comments down below about, you know, further things in the kitchen that you'd like to see me make. You know, I'm having so much fun doing this, and I love sharing it with you guys. So, you have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.